This video is going to be split up into two parts, the lore discussion and the meta discussion, where we talk about the new lore and the new card. Okay, let me go back to the lore library and let me look back at the note. We also got a note, and this is entry 1, so we're probably going to get entry 2 and 3, I would bet. And
maybe 4.
Oh, 4?
Maybe 4.
5? 6?
I'm hoping.
7?
Maybe even 7.
And I'm not going to read the whole message, I'm just going to put it up on screen, but we've all already read it, and
Yeah.
I personally have no theories of who C could be, but I don't know. Catcher, do you have any ideas? Maybe.
I think it's me. We don't know much about the person writing this note. I mean, obviously that's on purpose, but we know that they have some form of respect for the false gods, Solaron and Lunariel? How do you pronounce that? Vex, how do you pronounce that?
Lunariel.
Lunario. Awesome. We know that they're a member of an Augur Order unit, likely assassins. Their target is probably somebody important and powerful based on spies that they might have and based on the fact that they have a unit. Outside of that, I don't know. Oh, they're also probably not a race native to the area that they're in, so probably an orc or a devil or whatever else, because the kid comments on that they look funny.
At the very beginning, it says, we arrived in Welter just moments before Zunarel would replace Solaron. Are these the false gods that you were referring to earlier, or?
I think we might have pronounced
Lunariel is the
that's
false
an L,
god.
not a Z. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Lunariel is the false god of the moon, and Solaron is the false god of the sun.
So
Yeah.
the false gods, are these just gods made up by the population of Soldamus, or like, or?
Essentially.
One of them was worshipped by the Crusaders, kind of. Isn't there
Yeah.
a more complicated explanation as to what was going on there?
So Solarism came from the Sunblade soldiers seeing Solaron over the peak of a battle, and then they made like a huge religious, like organization around it called Solarism, and then in response to them doing that, the people who were in opposition to them made a grassroots movement called Lunarism, who worshipped Lunariel. Lunarism is a bit more like in the shadows, does things behind the scenes, and Solarism is very militaristic, out in the open, formations, that kind of thing.
Do we have any cards that are like confirmed part of those factions, or?
Well, you have the Crusaders are all Solarists.
Oh, okay.
Let me check the Blood Moon's Blade real quick. Wasn't that somebody who...
Oh, and then Lunarel's Light, obviously.
Yeah, Blood Moon's Blade. Devout Lunarists sometimes serve to loom when their goals momentarily entwine. So it's implied that whoever this guy is a part of the Lunarism, whatever they're doing.
And there's also Lunariel's Light, and a lot of other things in there too.
Oh, so when he says it like this, he's talking about the moon falling and the sun coming up, okay. Or the moon coming up and the sun coming down.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder who exactly this person is to be sort of willing to acknowledge false gods in any way at all.
Well, they don't know that they're false. To them, there's two religious movements in the world. Who knows if they're real or not?
Oh, so maybe this person doesn't really care if they're real or not and just sort of goes along with it. I don't know if they'd be a worshiper or not, but I'm trying to figure out.
Well, Solarism and Lunarism are opposing religions.
Yeah.
You likely would not find people worshipping both.
You know, bro, I'd probably do it.
There's a lot you can pull from the fact that these are journals, so.
I mean, this is obviously in the past, so, and it said that Maeve gave it to us.
Yes.
Is that like?
Isn't Maeve telling this story? Like everything we know is from Maeve.
Everything, every lore bit is from Maeve. Her account of the story would be what we call a second-hand evidence. So like something happened, someone wrote about what happened during that time, and then she picked up those documents and is now using it to tell us about it.
Okay. I mean,
this
yeah.
document would be a first-hand evidence.
I mean,
a first-hand document.
Yeah, the PNG of the paper, it looks very old and tethered and ripped. So this is definitely a journal entry of someone from a while ago.
Whoever is journaling is not Maeve.
Yeah, definitely not Maeve. And if we're using them as cards, the question is this person like dead? Have we gamified history? Question mark.
Well, we know some of the cards aren't dead, but that's kind of hard to say who is dead and who isn't dead. You know?
Yeah. Is us playing cards and tankards like an actual thing, or is that? Hey, this is gonna sound stupid, but like, is it canon? Do we? Is the cards and tankards game
canon?
actually real in the game? Yeah. Are we canon?
Are we canon? Guys, am I canon?
You guys are technically canon, yeah. So.
We're canon. We're canon.
Yes, bro.
We made it.
Yeah. Maybe just telling like stories of old through a card game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like the lore? Like how I use my words?
Did I like the lore? I think the note.
I think right now it's kind of hard to judge whether it's good or not because there's still at least one more entry. I mean, this is cool setup. I'm very excited to hear the second one and see where the story with this kid and this assassin and their target goes, but...
Jazz, but...
It's a good entry. I think it's a good start into something that could be really good.
She's kind of just outlining her, how she talks, right?
Oh. It's a
I'm
she.
okay giving the gender, yeah.
She?
I'm okay with giving the gender, it's fine. It's a she, yeah. Expect that the lore is very artistically, like, poetic. I really wanted to take, like, a very poetically artistic vibe with
I
it.
saw that emphasis. The emphasis on the beauty of the sky and
Yeah.
things like
that was a bit more of a look into see here. Was that she sees the world and she reacts to it in very artistically. She's kind of contemplating, you know.
maybe another side to the members of the Augur Order, as everything they do is like law, but I mean their god is the god of like perception. Was it the god of
God of perception?
God of perception. I imagine being perceptive isn't just like noticing things. It's also like looking out into the sunset and being able to
reacting
see
to
detail,
them.
like, right, like it's definitely more beautiful than I thought it could have been.
Yeah. And that's all I needed right there. That right there, that's all I needed. That was my glaze for today.
I've just been thinking about how to make it work. Playing him on curve isn't gonna happen ever.
Yeah, because he's not very searchable. Like, the only way you can get him is something Wicked's or, like, just...
Nope. Not something wicked.
Oh, it doesn't even search legendaries. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, I was more thinking about the setup required. So, you need to put 8. You need to have 8 differently named creatures in your reserves over the course of 7 to 8 turns, which means either you're putting your entire deck into your reserves as fast as possible for a pretty good payoff, honestly. Which means you're not doing much on board. And if you're not doing much on board, you're getting beat up.
You're getting beat up real quickly. Yeah.
I'm thinking he's gonna go in a late game deck, honestly, where you eventually.
Where you stall until eventually you start doing some shit.
Some kind of late game deck that'll really be able to.
You like fill your reserves, final spell with the lasso. I mean, I expect the lasso to be exceptionally good at punishing all removal decks. 40 spell Aisha. 40 spell Aisha.
Wait!
How about fucking all creatures with the lasso?
Worshipper of Drath might have a use, maybe? Having stuff in your reserves actually matters?
Fourth use for a
Tribal
legendary
tactics,
octopus?
maybe?
This is. I'm sorry. I'm getting myself excited about the about the non-Emery primary version. I'm thinking Augur Order primary, and you just
Hey, Augur deck.
Augur Prime. I mean Augur Order primary because yeah, you just throw any creature back in, and then you have your 8 huge creatures, and then on turn 8, or yeah, on turn 8, you just have a huge board, and you're like, if you can't wipe my board right now, I'm gonna win next turn.
Because you're gonna have what systematics, archivals. You're just gonna have
You have a
some
huge ass board of just
big
Diani,
idiots. Yeah.
a Cobra, maybe. I don't know about a Cobra. Well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's fair. A Cobra, one Overseer, one
I feel
Rage Beast,
like definitely
Suppressor Magic.
Untaming gotta go in there because
Untaming for sure. He's a big guy, and also you could push
Untaming
him.
Fanglore.
yeah,
Untaming
Fangor
Fangor.
probably.
Gurm is also a good ad. Gurm is also a nice ad because then you get the mobilized ability
Yeah, you
plus
might wanna-
the ranged.
I want to take one of your like slots. I don't think you just want to have 8 and 7 manas. I think you might want to have a Gurm in there, something smaller in mana, but more.
Yeah,
useful
but still
in terms
powerful.
of what it's
Yeah,
gonna do,
Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't
Ooh.
have to be strictly 8 manas. Like they could still just
Oh,
be
wait.
generally powerful cards that you're just mobilizing 8 times. Like,
Oh my
like
god,
8.
one of them could just be Spellbreaker. I didn't even think of that.
Ooh,
Yeah, Spellbreaker.
and then you like totally
One
stop
One
their
of them.
turn.
One of them could be Null Mage. One of them could be Null
You have
Mage.
oh my god, two of your eight creatures that you're mobilizing could be a Null Mage and a and a
Wait,
Spellbreaker.
you
I'm trying to think of like what realistically is the package that'll have you win the game the next turn with big enough creatures while also protecting you as much as
I
possible.
mean,
So all
Spellbreaker
the-
100% because that just stops Final Spell to most board wipes and most big spells that kill
I
big
honestly
creatures.
think you only need Spellbreaker.
Yeah. I mean,
then
Null
the
Mage is
rest of your-
kind
the
of
rest of your-
unnecessary.
I think it's unnecessary. It's also 4/4.
Yeah, it's
So,
too small.
Going down for Spellbreaker and then 7 huge creatures on top of your Octopus is where
Sure,
you
sure.
want to be. Yeah, this is definitely the Augur Order deck I'm building once the expansion comes out.
And imagine some of the new cards that might be good with it too.
Right, if we get any other worthy big guys in either of those factions, or in, I don't know, we're getting one neutral card, I think, right? One neutral card?
Yep.
Yeah. So probably not, but could be. Could be.
Maybe.
Maybe. Either way, we have like Diani, Overseer, Rage Beast, Suppressor of Magic.
Yep.
Spellbreaker,
Suppressor Magic's a
Change,
good one.
Fangor.
Yeah.
Suppressor Magic's good because its stats are huge and also
Got a
like
good ability in case you
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
want
like
to
if there's a Worshipper of Varanfil on the board, boom, boom.
Worshipper of
If it's not
Varanfil.
ability,
I
it's
know
good.
when I was playing
Oh,
against
true, the discard,
Mulligan.
true.
When I was playing against Mulligan, he'd play Corpse. He
That's
played
awesome.
Dreaded Corpse Slinger, and I was on like low health because had been tanking for the rest of the turn, and I couldn't exactly push because he had Corpse Slinger. I just die.
yeah.
So suppressing like that and then being able to push and not instantly kill yourself would be nice.
There's the ability like being activated top down thing that doesn't exist because what it immobilizes a like you would win immediately, but I'm trying to think of if in a world where that kind of thing doesn't exist. Probably. Yeah, probably just the simple. I'm thinking of just like the simple. Put a bunch of big guys on the board and pass and be like, deal with it. I dare you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because there's literally no way they're gonna have as big of a scary board as you. Like even if you're playing against, like, Stompy, like all their stuff is gonna be 6/6s or like 5/3s, or maybe like
Yeah, you
6
can be
attack
be
max,
reserve
and all of your
buffing,
stuff
you
is gonna
can
be
reserve
7/7s.
buffing, Yeah.
Yeah, you
can
can
be
play
reserve
Roam the
buffing.
Wild for card draw,
Oh my
dude.
god. Oh my god, I'm actually a big doofus. Cry for Numbers already gives them +1/+1, so there's
That too.
already
Oh,
big.
oh my
That
god.
too.
And on
Yeah.
top of that, you have
You
your
can do-
Overseer, which gives everybody +1/+1.
Overseer,
And then-
Cobra gives some more attack.
And then the
Further
Roam the
buffing.
Wild, like
Roam
one
the
or two
Wild.
copies,
So
bro.
we're already sitting at like +4,
Yeah.
+3.
I remember when I was playing it, the buffs were not something that I was like high on my mind. Like,
Mhm.
them buffing up was like being big enough was not
Dude,
high.
I
It was
think-
mostly the ability to be able to just push and not overwhelm was my big thing.
I think Thalassor is definitely optimal in Augur Order Primary. I mean, that might just be the way, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm thinking that's the
Sure.
most competitively viable, and then
Yeah.
any archetype that pops up is gonna be like sort of the more fun kind of decks.